Dean, I've got something in my hand today I haven't seen before. It's a little bit reminiscent of yesteryear.
The name, at least.
The name,
yeah.
Yes. MD5 Jaws.
Uh-huh.
What is going on? We've got some interesting components you're seeing. We got some familiarity from the previous MD lines. What's your big driver on this product?
So the reason why we brought the Jaws name back was primarily about the groove. And we have, with the Jaws lineup, the most aggressive groove in golf. So we've been working on this for a while, and we really focused on both the geometry of it and also the edge radius of the groove to make it very, very sharp. And what that helps to do is, as you hit the ball rolls up the face. And when you have this Jaws groove, it's able to grab it and keep that launch a little bit lower and give you more spin. So it's the most aggressive groove we've ever had. It's the most aggressive groove in golf. We're super excited about it. That is really the big story, and that is why we brought back the Jaws name, because so many people knew the Jaws wedges from yesteryear and were like, wow, those wedges spun like crazy, right? So we'd got the Mac Daddy there as well. So MD5, but we're really leading with the Jaws here. But there's a lot more also to this wedge.
A lot of familiarity when you do say older Jaws spin like crazy.
Yeah.
That was definitely a conversation in the THP community. You have one finish, I have the other in our hands. What are our options here for finish-wise, and what drove you to those?
Yeah, we did something a little different on the darker finish this time. So in the PM grind, we introduced the Tour Gray finish, which just was absolutely gorgeous finish. So it's plated, it's a durable PVD over the plating. A little different than what we had for the matte black, which was the QPQ finish in the past. We've also had a very similar finish in the Apex Smoke, and I think you guys know how well the Apex Smoke have absolutely killed it. People have loved it. So we wanted to change it up a little on the finish, and then we have the Platinum Chrome, and the feedback has been great on the Platinum Chrome finish. That's similar to what we have in Apex and also what we had in the MD4. So two finishes, more options than we've ever had. We have 23 different loft bounce combinations. We have righties. We have the lefties here taken care of. You know, there's more than like 70 different options when you add them all up with the righty, lefty, the finishes, right hand, left hand, and new grinds as well.
So you mentioned that before we started this video, there are a couple unique new options in the grind profile and the bounce profile. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so the big new one is this low bounce W. So this is the 58.8. We also have it in the 60. So 58 with 8 degrees of bounce, but with a wide sole. And this is really a Roger special, because Roger had been taking the wide sole W out on tour and grinding it for a lot of players and taking a little bit of the bounce off. He did that for so many players, we said, why don't we make that an actual option? So we have both the high bounce W and the low bounce as well. And what's interesting about the high bounce W is we actually made it a little bit wider than what we had for MD4. So you can really see the difference here. This is wider now, a little bit closer to a sure out, really, really forgiving for that player who wants the help out of the bunker or tends to dig a lot. And then you have this low bounce W, more of a player's club, more of that slider sweeper, but still gives you good forgiveness out of the rough and out of the sand as well.
The last thing I want to ask you about is your shaft selection. The first thing I see is Dynamic Gold 115. Now, traditionally speaking, a wedge shaft is in that 125, 130 range, maybe 132. What drove you to go to 115 as an overall profile?
Yeah, so this is the Dynamic Gold Tour Issue 115. We actually first put this in the Mac Daddy 4 lineup, and the reason is because so many of the iron sets have been getting lighter in terms of their shafts. A lot of people using XP 105s, or using Elevate 95s, or Elevate 105, players using 115. So there's a lot of regular golfers who need that lighter shaft, and we really felt like if you were using a 95 gram, say, iron shaft, and then you went to 125 to 130 gram wedge shaft, that just got really, really heavy, and people were kind of losing control with it. So still stiff, you know, tour type of profile, but in a 115, it's going to match up better with most players' iron sets.